G'day guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Wildkard. Thank you for watching the Wildkard Rugby Show. Like, comment, and subscribe. And yes, this is Super Rugby Review. This is the Crusaders versus the Blues. Crusaders keeping their dream still alive to make into the top 8 for only their third win of the season. And I have to give credit to where credit's due for the coaching staff and doing their homework going into this game, identifying the key areas that needs to be won, which is the up-front battle, which is the scrum battle, neutralizing the weapon from the Blues. And boy, they pulled it off. They actually pulled it off. They fronted up physically in the breakdowns, in the dominant tackles, in the defense, and most importantly, taking away that devastating weapon that is the Blues scrums. The battle for the All Blacks front row jerseys was truly immense tonight. And you know, the starting scrum, 4 All Blacks on the field in the props. You know, the Fletcher Newell just set a perfect platform for his partner in crime, that is Joe Moody, to do a bit of a number, I feel like, is in the first half over Angus Tarval. I think that the key battle, the key reason why Tarval was collapsing the scrum is because Joe Moody was able to get a little bit lower than Tarval, getting Tarval to just bend his back a little bit and making him in a very uncomfortable position. And again and again, he was just looking shaky and he's going down. And, if you go down a couple times, it gets in the mind of the referee that the Crusaders got a scrum ascendancy. And next thing you know, the penalties will start going your way. And this is the first time the Blues scrums has been under this much pressure for the entire season. The scrum for the Blues has pretty much almost a guaranteed penalty for the Blues for the entire season, and I've never seen them getting dominated like this. And really just well done. And I think it's the Crusaders coaching staff able to identify this before the game and working out a game plan, studying how Tarval likes to scrum, and having the right players on the field. Same thing with Smarty Williams coming off the field as a tight head prop, which I was a little bit surprised about. And again, it showed that the team, the coaches has done their homework and wanted to have the tall guy on the tight head side to bring up that angle on and put that pressure onto the loose head side with the lower on the loose head side. Again, just identifying the weakness, which is the tight head side of the scrum on the Blues, paying off for them for both halves of the game. Just absolutely well done there. And also outside of that, the Crusaders really massively improved on their discipline. At the start of the game, they were warned for repeated penalties, and then they kept themselves composed, not giving out that yellow card that the Blues were searching for, controlled the kicking game, and really just, controlled and just physically beat the Blues. And I actually really impressed by this performance by the Crusaders. And this is why I love New Zealand rugby. This is nothing like the absolute awful, atrocious Waratahs performance I haven't before this. It was just so disgraceful. I had to turn the TV off. And this was, it shows the difference between New Zealand rugby. It doesn't matter how you're right at the bottom of the ladder, right? You give it every ounce that you have for the fans, for the people watching at home, for your own personal, pride and your personal pride on the job that is being a professional rugby player. This is what I admire about New Zealand rugby, and this is why the Australian rugby teams cannot compete when it comes to the big stages, when it comes to the Bledisloe Cup. It's little things like this. It's a little mental toughness that you build throughout the season. It doesn't matter how deep of a hole you're in. You keep building. You never give up. And Crusaders has kept the door slightly open for themselves to potentially still make the finals. It comes down to whether Virginia Jura is able to beat the Highlanders or not tomorrow. So it's just really wonderful to see. Really good rugby. For the Blues, when they kicked that first 3 points, 7 minutes into the game or whatever, I wrote in my notes, they're probably going to lose. We've seen this again and again, especially when in tough games like this, right? When the matchup is quite close, you can't just kick away prime positions when you have the ascendancy 5 minutes into the game, because you're never going to get that opportunity again. You might never get that opportunity again, right? You can't just take the soft option. You really, the Blues really needed that try instead of that 3 points early in the game, and then that really just, that turned out to be the difference, right? If they had scored the try, that would have been 4 points extra instead of just instead of just a penalty, and they probably would have won the game. You know, it's just very, 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 very poorly decision making there from the Blues. Outside of getting one, you know, obviously the scrum option wasn't working for them. They had to go for the lineouts, which isn't as effective against the Crusaders as well. And I think finally the most important thing is that the breakdown speed, once Funaki, is that Funaki? Funaki is the name, the number 9? I want to get his name correct. Funaki. Once Funaki came over the field, you noticeably see that the Blues' speed, breakdown speed, the ball speed out of the racks, much slower. Like, it's noticeably slower. You can almost count in your head the number of seconds you took for the ball to come out, right? And that really stifled the forward momentum a lot from the Blues. And that effectiveness of their, you know, that pick and drive, pick and go forward, you know, muscle was just really just taken off, like, massively in the second half because of that. Funaki's ability to make that quick decision was taken off clear. A really big loss there for the Blues. And also that discipline, not nearly as good as the Crusaders, was, had a yellow card as well in this game. And that just turned out to be the difference. Deciding when you had that prime opportunity against a bitter, tough rival to not take the 7, but going for the 3, turned out to hurt the Blues. Yeah, we see this every week, almost every game, every week, almost every game we see this, that the teams take the soft options, end up losing the match. So overall, 4 tries apiece, 400. Oh, by the way, just a quick word on the referee. I thought James Stoneman did a really good job this game. Really clear, really concise, didn't overextend on ridiculous assumptions. And I thought it was good. And James Stoneman, again, someone that I had issue with in the past, has improved a lot as a referee. So well done, James Stoneman. 475 meters for the Crusaders. And also the commentary as well. Really, like, embrace the scrummaging. I'm very grateful that, you know, Justin Marshall didn't bash the scrum, and everybody was looking forward to see the scrum, and, you know, made it a bit more exciting, made it a bit more interesting for the fans to watch. And that's also another thing I was pretty happy about. So really enjoyed this game. It's 475 round meters for the Crusaders, 381 for the Blues. Turnovers conceded, 10 against the Crusaders, 11 against the Blues, something that the Blues usually dominate, especially with that big 4-pack. Tackles, 200 for the tackles made for the Crusaders, 30 missed tackles, not quite the highest, but the Blues, 150 tackles and 17 missed tackles, much better in that percentage. Like I said, the Crusaders really controlled the kicking game. Wasn't the best kicking at times, but just really, you know, scraped through. The Blues isn't known to be the best kicking team either, so they really rely on that forward dominance. Again, it's the coaching stuff, identifying that, you know, even though the kicking from the Crusaders wasn't the best, but it was enough to get them in the right part of the field to get themselves to win the game. 15 lineouts won for the Crusaders, 1 loss. Blues 2 lineouts lost out of 11, so not too bad overall. And here's what the Blues are gonna really, like, you know, lose sleep on. 2 scrums lost on their own, I think, on their own feed. 0 out of 2 for their own feed. Oh my goodness, this is bad. This is something that they're gonna have nightmare on. And then, Joe Moody is gonna have a few beers afterwards. And again, and same thing with the other boys as well. Really well done for the Crusaders. 8 penalties conceded. They were under the penalty warning. You know, like I said, when the Blues didn't decide to take the 3, they were under the penalty warning already 5 minutes into the game. And they only gave out 3 penalties for the rest of the game. It was like, 3 or 4 penalties for the rest of the game. Really well done for the Crusaders there. Blues, 14 penalties conceded and 1 yellow card. Yeah. The yellow card was a deliberate knock-on by Steven Perofeta. Under pressure defensively, bit unlucky, but still, it is what it is. 100% correct decision by the referee to send him off for that. And anyway, let's have a look at some of the key scorings of this match. Yeah, here's exactly where it lost. 9 minutes into the game, Blues overwhelming dominance for 10 minutes, pounding the Crusaders try line. Crusaders under warning by the referee, and the Blues, like, very uncharacteristically, actually, and they normally don't do this. All right, I'll take the 3 boys, and that, I think, in the long run, cost them. 100% in the long run cost them. The Crusaders was given a bit of relief there. The first scrum came about 12 minutes, and man, it was just brutal. Angus Tarval just really wasn't sinking low enough against Joe Moody, losing the battle again and again and again, going to his knees. Tuangafasi as well, under pressure by Fletcher Newell, going to his knees and really just giving away penalties. 18 minutes into the game, the what do you call it? The Crusaders had a scrum right in front of the Blues try line. I know, following a penalty, so they just got the penalty advantage, and then the ball came out. Nice crash ball, and then eventually Blackadder just lined himself up right on the goalpost and pummeled himself through. 7 points to 3. Really well done for Ethan Blackadder, coming back from a long injury and finally getting himself his first try for the season. I think this is his first try. Anyway, 21 minutes into the game, the Blues starting to get into that rhythm, starting to look like the Blues team that we see all season. Just brutal physicality, pick and go, and just getting over the advantage line every time they crash the ball. Eventually, they were up, right up against the try line, and fast ball, Ofa Tuangafasi gets over 7 points to 9 for the Blues, and 20. So this was 21 minutes into the game, and then it took till 34 minutes before the Blues were back and did it again. Just more penalties against the Blues, just building, same thing, just absolute pummeling the Crusaders try line. There was a nice little run by Plummer, who ran through a little gap, offload to Sotutu, and then Sotutu offload to Tuangafasi. Look like 3 backs. The Sotutu and Tuangafasi look like 2 backs running down the sideline. But yeah, really well done, really good hands, and Tuangafasi gets his second try on the ball, 15 points to 7. Just before halftime, Crusaders desperate for a try. They were putting a bit of pressure on the Blues inside the 22. Penalty, and then Cody Taylor, quick tap, heads up rugby, ran forward a little bit, and a quick pass to Finn Haki, winning for the try. 12 points to 15, half-time. Second half, 4 minutes of the second half, the Perifetta, yellow card, deliberate knock on, under pressure, the Crusaders came out, putting a lot of pressure on. 50 minutes into the game, the Blue, and so despite under so much pressure, the Blues was held out the defense with 14 players actually. So Blues actually got the first try on the ball with 14 players in the bin. They got themselves back in the right part of the territory. Again, just forward momentum, keeping the tie, big brutal forwards, and then the ball just eventually went out wide to AJ Lamb on the wing. Runs into for the try. 12 points to the 22. 52 minutes into the game, the Crusaders had some penalties for themselves. They go for the touch. They just used the full width of the field. They went all the way to the left of the field. Some good hands. Sable Reese down the left-hand side, really close to the try line. And then the ball just came out. Penalty advantage. Crossfield kick from what's his name? From I think it was Burke. Crossfield kick to Leo Willie, who was on the wing, on the opposite side of the field. And just big man got the ball, and it was Akia Ioane trying to defend this. Absolutely no chance. Try time for the Crusaders. 19 points to 22. 58 minutes into the game, Tamati Williams came on and immediately winning a penalty on the tight head proposition. 60 minutes into the game, again, this was some beautiful rugby. Again, Burke just got he basically got the ball, and then just like there was a nice little behind ball, and then there was 50 meters out as well. He kind of just saw a little bit of gap in the defense, and just cut himself sideways through the defense, and then and he kind of cut him through, and then just nice little offloads to his support runners, and there was a bit of a back and forth, bit of basketball passes back and forth down the sideline, and then eventually they got really close to the try line, and then they just quickly spread the ball out on the opposite side. AJ Lamb once again on the win, dunked the ball in to the corner. Oh wait, sorry. Did I miss one here? Yeah, no, sorry. My bad. So yeah, some good hands, and then eventually Noah Hotham went in for the try. Okay, so AJ Lamb scored after this. So that was the Crusaders try. Got himself 26 out of 26-22. 63 minutes into the game. Scrum penalties to the Crusaders. More penalties follow this from the line out. Kicking for 3, 29 points, 22. Yeah, 71 minutes. Blues finally got themselves a try to get themselves to level the game. they were building a lot of pressure in front of the Crusaders try line, and I felt like they were probably a little bit impatient. They really needed to score this like in a better position than into the corner. They build, and I think they probably got a little bit impatient. They should have just again noticeably much slower the breakdown as well, not getting over the line. Finally, the ball went out. Adrian Lang 1-on-1 out in the wing, dunking in the corner, but Plummer missed the conversion right from the sideline. So yeah, it wasn't that great. And finally, the clock was running dead in the last few minutes. There was the Crusaders almost scored just before the full time as well. Johnny McNichol went into the corner, knocked the ball on, but it was under penalty advantage. The Crusaders controlled the game, went for the scrum, didn't just kick 3 points. They could have kicked 3 and allowed the Blues one last opportunity to score and win the game. So they just went for the scrum, controlled the game, and then finished it off with 29 points to 27. Really, really well done. So yeah, nice results for the Crusaders. Still in the hunt. Depends on the results tomorrow. So they need the Highlanders to do them a favor and beat the Fijian and Jura. And then the Crusaders will be playing Moana Pacifica in the last round. I think it's at home as well. So should be a win for the Crusaders with the bonus point. And that might just be enough to get them across the field if the Fijian and Jura loses next week as well to the Rebels. So yeah, we'll see how this goes. Let me know your thoughts about this game, guys. Like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you guys a bit later. Cheers.